In today's video, I'll be sharing different roller coasters that need the RMC treatment. Hello coaster lovers. So in this world, there could be some really sucky wooden coasters, but there is a hero to make those crappy messes into a state-of-the-art attraction. RMC, or Rocky Mountain Construction, built the first coaster in 2011 with New Texas Giant at Six Flags Over Texas. And in this video, I'll be highlighting other wooden coasters that need this treatment. So before we start, we have an honorable mention, and it's with Wolverine Wildcat and Michigan's Adventure. There is a reason why this is an honorable mention, and it's two words: Titan Track. So this thing getting RMC'd is not looking so good, but I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. If it didn't get Titan Track, then it would have a decent shot at making this list. The layout does have some potential for an amazing RMC, and it would be the reason why people make the trip up to Muskegon just for this and Shivering Timbers. But at number 10, it's a weird one. This park already has an RMC, but it's not looking so bright for this attraction. But let's have fun and let's say American Eagle needs to be RMC'd. This coaster does have its fans, but you can't look at American Eagle while looking at the potential that this coaster can be the Twisted Colossus of Chicago. It has this double helix that just doesn't look fun, and actually other people agree. They're always DMing Six Flags Great America, but the park does not look interested. It would also be weird having a dueling RMC next to an RMC on the other side of the park, and that's why this is last place. But at number 9, this park just needs a new standout coaster, and it's with Six Flags America's Roar. This is probably the worst GCI yet, and actually, this coaster should have been RMC'd instead of its clone at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, which is now Joker. That one ran with Millennium Flyers, but this one runs with the old Ratchety PTC trains, and it's just not a good combo. Just make it a similar layout to Joker, but add a few different elements to it. And this park just needs a new standout coaster, because their last coaster they built was Firebird back in 2012, and that was a hand-me-down, so this thing needs some help. A similar ride that enthusiasts have been begging to get RMC'd is down at Carowinds with Hurler. Same thing as Roar, the other Hurler got transformed into an RMC, which is Twisted Timbers, and they should really do the same for this ride. But here's the thing, Hurler is a pretty popular ride at Carowinds, so the management team there doesn't think it should be removed, which is a huge bummer. Can you just imagine an RMC next to Fury? You would never have to leave that area. And same thing as Roar and Joker, just let this have a different layout from Twisted Timbers. It would also add to their amazing 4 coasters with Fury, Thunderstriker, Afterburn, and Copper Strike. At number 7, the same issue is happening to this ride where it's popular, and it's with Loop Guru at Walibi, Belgium. This Voma Woody is so uninspiring. I mean, this transition right here is kinda cool, but that's it for the good things about this coaster. It's rough, the layout isn't that great, and the trains are horrible. We saw how popular Untamed was at Walibi Holland. They really need to do the same thing here, but it's one of the most popular rides at the park. We just need people to protest to not ride this monstrosity, and as a bonus, it complements with Conda very well. At number 6, this is also another popular pick for the RMC treatment, and for the rest of these rides. It's with Timberwolf at Worlds of Fun. This coaster did get some retracking a couple years ago. They basically just tore out the entire double helix and replaced it with the bank turn, which did help a little bit, but it's still not the best coaster at Worlds of Fun. This thing would be incredible as an RMC. It has the layout of a dang good ride. The potential is through the roof, and they are starting to get attention recently with Zambezi Zinger last year in 2023. So I don't think this coaster shouldn't be around for years to come. At number 5, a lot of people just want this park to do this to their Woody. It's with the Boss. This is one of the top contenders for wooden coasters to get the RMC treatment. The layout has so much potential to be an incredible ride, and just like American Eagle, the park is denying that, but this thing could be the park's new standout coaster over Mr. Freeze, and the ride has 4,600 feet of track, so nearly 5,000, and you can do a lot with that length. And this can be a Gwazi/Iron Gwazi scenario where they make this a hyper hybrid, but this thing needs some help. At number 4, this is the most obscure coaster on here, and it's not Madness Colossus, it's SB&O, so it's not on this video, but instead, Anaconda at Walligator is taking the number 4 spot. Barely making the top 3, this is not the era at King's Dominion. This thing is a massive wooden coaster, but I think this is made by Morgan and is designed by William Cobb, but RCDB doesn't know the manufacturer. Anyway, this thing is also one of these massive sucky wooden coasters, and not to foreshadow, but there are 2 more giant woodies we'll hit later. It's very similar to Arkansas Twister if we rode that ride at Magic Springs. It's because it has airtime hills, but they don't give airtime at all. It's too drawn out just like Arkansas Twister, and Walligator needs a ride to complement Monster, the Raptor clone, and this thing will give Walligator the new standout coaster, because their last coaster was back in 2010 with Monster. So this park is way overdue. Breaking into the top 3, this thing just makes sense to get RMC'd. It's Bandit at Movie Park Germany. This is probably the worst coaster on here, and you can even see how rough it is in this POV, and this is the first RCCA coaster on this list. If you went to Six Flags Over Georgia between the years 1990 and 2017, there was Georgia Cyclone, which was a mirror clone of Bandit, and that got RMC'd into Twisted Cyclone, and they should really do the same to Bandit. Doesn't matter if it's the same layout, you just RMC it. This thing doesn't need to be what it is right now. But next up on the list is also a very popular pick among RMC conversions, and is with Monster at La Ronde. I can see either this or the number 1 coaster winning, but this thing is just massive. The wooden supports go on and on, then you ride it, and it's basically a wooden monorail, and some of the transitions are a little funky, like this one shown on screen. What the heck were the designers thinking? But anyway, this would be an incredible version of Twisted Colossus 2.0. But I just don't think Six Flags cares about this park. It gets little to no attention. And to put that into perspective, the last coaster they added was back in 2010 with their SLC. So this park is way overdue for a new coaster. And they were actually supposed to get Green Lantern from Magic Mountain, and they canceled it because it wouldn't help La Ronde's lineup. But one coaster stood out from all the rest, and it's with Coaster Express. This probably did not come as much of a surprise, but this coaster is desperately begging to get RMC'd. The reason why this is number 1 is because this has the most potential out of all of these. You can make a similar ride to Joker, but twice the size, and this will complement Gotham City Escape perfectly. Just imagine RMC Coaster Express and Gotham City Escape together. That's gonna be the 1-2 punch of Europe, and maybe the world. It just has to beat out King's Dominion's top 2. Just like Bandit, this is also one of RCCA's coasters, and now we see why they don't make any more roller coasters. So I want to hear from you guys. What wooden coasters do you want to be RMC'd? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to the channel if you feel like supporting it, and you can expect a new video coming out in the next 5 days, so make sure to keep that adrenaline pumping, and thanks for watching.